What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Another Tuesday, another Black Charger video drop. So today's video is going to be really fun because we're going to be trying something out that we have never done before. Really something that hasn't really been done a whole lot with these. So for those of you who are brand new to the channel, we bought this Dodge Charger for $1,200. It was not running. It looked super rough, as you can see. And in today's video, we're going to be trying to make some custom bumpers for this thing. So today's video is going to be packed with a lot of stuff. So make sure you stay till the very end. Make sure to go get entered into the giveaway for this thing. This is our build and giveaway number 6. Every $5 you spend on our website will earn you an entry in to win this thing. And we are now officially under 30 days until the giveaway ends. So we are in the final month of this giveaway. So go pick up a t-shirt, go pick up a hat, you know, rep the channel, help support the channel, and give yourself a shot at taking this thing home. So let's go get into today's video and let's get this thing built. Today's gonna be interesting because I feel like it's either gonna work out, it's gonna be awesome, or it's going to flop and we're gonna have to get a new front bumper and possibly a rear bumper as well. I'm not too worried about the diffuser. That should be pretty easy. You know, the diffuser is for a 2015 and up Dodge Charger. So it'll be a little interesting trying to make it fit with our 2006 Dodge Charger, but I'm a little bit more worried about that front bumper. So let me show you all what the plan is. So this is what we're gonna be trying to do in today's video. So right over here, we've got both of our front bumpers. This right here is the original one that just came off of our Dodge Charger. So it's just the plain base front bumper. Basically, the goal is to find a body line. We're gonna cut about right there and keep the top half of this bumper. And then we're gonna do the same exact thing with this one, probably cut somewhere along right there, and we're gonna keep the bottom half of this bumper and then merge them together. So I think it'll be super interesting. I love these headlights, I love the grille, but I'm not really a big fan of the bottom end of this bumper. You know, just the way it kind of dips down like that. It looks like it's got no chin. This one just looks a whole lot more aggressive. And so we've got one shot to cut it in the right spot. And then we got kind of a similar vision with the diffuser. So let me actually break this open. Let's get all of these pieces out. But it's cool because this is not your normal diffuser. You'll see here in just a second. This one right here is a quad diffuser because right here, we've got our exhaust tips. So my plan is to fit up this custom diffuser on the Charger and install these awesome quad exhaust tips. So I think this goes for this side. So it'll be something like that. We'll get a little bit of poke on there, but man, that's gonna be crazy. And then that will sit right there in the middle. So here's a quick little idea for what the diffuser is gonna look like. Because this thing just looks so plain. It's got nothing to it. We've got these little tiny exhaust tips, so it's just so bland, so boring. And so getting this crazy diffuser mounted up with some quad tips to go along with our full custom exhaust, I think is gonna be awesome. It's gonna be so cool, especially if we can pull off this front end. I think I'm gonna start with this diffuser first because it's probably the easiest. So let's try to just mount this thing up, see how it fits, and yeah, we'll try to make some magic happen. Okay, so here's kind of a quick mock-up of this thing. So you can kind of see the vision. It's not straight at all. I think I'm gonna have to go a little bit further over to that side, but I just wanted to kind of get it fit up to get an idea. What do you think?
Heck yeah.
Because you see we got some quad exhaust tips.
So cool.
So
I'm getting a perfect sand up there. All this stuff's coming on.
yeah.
So this thing,
Yeah, let's take a look at Jared's sanding up here. Oh, nice.
like all of this.
Oh, yeah, that's smooth.
All this stuff comes right off.
Sweet.
Take it right down to the base layer.
I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna make this work up here because we've got all of these little clips. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have to cut these off. You can see we're gonna have to do quite a bit of cutting on the rear bumper. These diffusers do so much, and it's so cool because you know, you can't find one like this for these 6th gen Chargers. You have to literally make your own. So let me know down below in the comments real quick what all you think. You think this is gonna turn out good, or you think it's gonna be a flop? Now that I've kind of just done a quick little mock-up, I'm gonna try to get it set up with where exactly it needs to go, stencil out where we need to cut, and then figure out these tabs. So let's get to it. Okay, so I'll show you all the rear diffuser in just a second. I want to show you a few other parts that we're going to be installing in today's video as well. I actually found another box, Charger number 06 exhaust tips. So these, I guess, were the original ones I bought for this car. And I guess these must have just been some extras I found. So let's take a look at these and see if there's any difference. Wow. Right off the bat, these ones are a much bigger inlet. So if y'all can see that, these ones are giant. So I guess you guys will have to let me know down below which set of exhaust tips you want to see on the car. But also, I want to show y'all, these are a set of some hood vents. They are just these covers right here. They are functional, but with these, we're going to be cutting into the hood and then mounting these so that they sit flush. So it's not just going to be a decorative cover that you put on the hood. Maybe we could do a little bit closer to the washer nozzles like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Outside.
Yeah, I think so too. You know, the car's really coming together, and then after this video, we're doing the full vinyl wrap. Before you all know it, this thing's gonna look insane. I cannot wait to show you all the vision for it. And then, you know, after the vinyl wrap, we're gonna throw the brand new wheels on there. So we're gonna get those mounted on, get those painted. Okay, so now we're starting to get to work up here on this front bumper. So this is the part I am pretty scared about because, you know, we got one shot to do it right or we have to buy some new front bumpers. Scat Pack one is not cheap. So hopefully we can do it right. Hopefully it looks good. I kind of have an idea on how the body lines are gonna go, but these bumpers are pretty different. If you take a quick look, this one is super smooth. Right here, doesn't really have any bends on the face of it. This one has this big crease where it kind of comes together in the middle and then flares. We're trying to line up the bumpers with the areas that will cut.
Well, what we have to do though is go off the top edge because that's what we know for certain we have to keep is the top edge of this one. What we're trying to do, so you're saying come right off this edge?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because what I think we do is let's just cut this top piece off and we can almost overlay it. And then
we could always cut
fine-tune it.
more.
Yeah, oh yeah. And then
so
fine-tune
for this
it.
one, we just go right off of this and then just keep following it all the way up.
I almost think we even give ourselves a little
extra
bit of a buffer just because I think if we are able to set it on top of it,
we can kind of get a better idea for...
Yeah.
So I guess we will just bite the bullet and start cutting these things up and see what we can do.
Here we go. We are without Brandon this morning, so the shop is not the same. Neither will the video quality be the same, but we're gonna do our best because we are going to continue doing the bumper. So I'm gonna walk you through a little bit of what we just did and then what the rest of the plan looks like. You can see this bumper here on the bottom. This is the old style bumper that was actually on the car. So we cut the top off of this one and we are going to cut the bottom off of the original and match up the new bumper to where that goes. So we are going to make a bond here and hopefully continue with that line all the way across that seam. We need to work on that line a little bit more, but once it's up like that, you can see that's the idea. This bottom bumper is a little bit longer, so we'll just cut the edges off and then you'll see that gap right there. That'll form right to the side of the other bumper. So that's the idea, that's the dream. Let's see if we can make it happen. Okay, so first we started using a Dremel. It really wasn't powerful enough, so we switched to the Roto Zip that's a little bit more between a grinder and the Dremel. And we're gonna try and clean this curve a little bit. So what I might do is wait to do some of the rest of this until I actually cut that bottom bumper, the old one, so that I really can just overlay them. And I think that'll make it very clear where I need to shave down the new one. Maybe a little bit right there. You can see it probably needs to come down a little more. What I worry about is once I cut the bottom half of the old bumper off, it may not stand up like this anymore. So I won't have any more opportunity to overlay them like I have them here. So I'm trying to think it through, make sure I don't cut off that bottom too early. Okay, here you can start to get an idea what this is gonna look like. So as I move closer, you can see the bottom is the bottom new bumper, top is the old. So I'm about to make some pretty significant cuts. So let's get after it and see if we can make this thing look awesome. Okay, so we're gonna move this one off to the side for a second, because what I'm gonna do now is take this bumper, and I like that we can stand it up like this, because I think that'll help us put it together. So actually what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut from this leg up around like that, so that I can more closely put the new one to the old. Let's jump in and just do some serious hacking up. I think if we get rid of this piece, okay, there's that. Oh yeah, boom, sweet. Let me show you. Check this out. Now we can get a much better. Cool. You really can get a nice image of that line. Wow. For freehanding that curve, I'd say we did pretty dang good. Look at that. Okay, let me show you what's up next. So what I have to do now, I'm really glad I actually cut out just the skeleton of the bumper, just that piece, and didn't really shave out the whole thing, because all I have to do is cut this insert out from this underneath bumper. So I just need to cut that follows this, because that's an insert divot. So to have it lay flush, I'm gonna need to have this part of it cut out. But what I'm gonna be able to do is see all of the side over here to the old bumper. That's actually gonna help us. Like, we'll be able to affix the top bumper to the bottom bumper with all of that side material, which is huge. So we're gonna have a lip right here in the front that's going to be, you know, the width of this right here. And I was worried if that's all we had, if we went clear across the bumper, but there's no reason to do that. we might as well keep all of this siding and use it to attach the bumpers together. I'm just gonna cut that insert out. Glad I'm going slow, so I'm just looking at it, doing one thing at a time, and I think that's saved us up to this point, so let's keep it going. All right, let's make this cut. Okay. This is going to be good plastic. We'll likely use some of this to melt. You can see how this stuff melts. So just clean this edge a little bit. Okay, so take a look. This is on the back side. So you can see here, if this will come in and zoom, we have the old bumper. Really, really happy that I left all of this. I know I said it before, but that gives us so much surface to make a bond between the two with. So I'm just gonna cut out the rest of this little light here, and then you can see up underneath here, fits nicely up in that space. Bring it over here and then cut out a little bit of this light. And then you can see the overhang with the new bumper. So ideally, once I match up the front ledge, I guess, or the front seam, once those look good together, then we'll come over here and we'll make a cut on the new one and basically just follow the contour of the old. And we will use all of the old connectors. So it really is gonna fit up like the old bumper, which is gonna be great. We still have preserved the hole there. And then we have these here that we can still leverage. Okay, so here we go. I'm trying to check the fit, the way it sits in there. So I'm just trying to kind of tape it up. So as you can see, I still need to shave it down on the sides, which is okay. I definitely am happy to have too much. And then over here around the back, honestly fits very nicely right back up in there. We'll be able to get, I think, a really, really good connection that I feel really excited about in here with the plastic welder. Okay, time for a quick update. I'm really excited about how this bumper's going. So check this out. Pretty much have the contour. I started to do some plastic weld little brackets and it's turning out pretty good. So check this out. So I went ahead and experimented with a couple of plastic weld. So I took these little metal braces, melted them into up through the front. So basically it's a tool like this. You can see I used a bracket like that. And then I just melted it through the plastic right there and then through the front edge of this new piece. And then I just countersunk it and went down just a little bit. And after it placed in like that, I went ahead and just melted a little bit of plastic up here. I'm gonna Bondo this so that it's perfectly smooth, but that'll also kind of help affix at least the front. We're gonna do a whole lot of reinforcement on the back of this, but it would be really nice not to have an open ledge right there on the front. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a couple more down here along the seams. And then I think we could probably just fill it in, then flip it over and go crazy with brackets and fiberglass and everything else to just reinforce it back here. And I just hold the trigger down. You can see it just starts to melt its way right in. And then I'm going to try and bring it down a bit so that it's embedded pretty far down in the plastic. Like right there. Hold that, and then I think I'm going to bend these brackets. Plastic that we can use to just fill this gap. We're not going to probably need to do too many of those brackets, especially if we come in here and kind of fill the gap.
Okay, so let me show you all what we are currently up to right now. Jared is still working on the bumper, so he is just working on getting this thing finished up, and it's looking insane. I'm so happy with how this thing's turning out. So drop some W's down in the chat for this guy over here, because yeah, we had the vision for it. It's coming together better than I honestly hoped. So it'll be really cool to kind of get everything dialed in, get it bondoed. What I'm gonna work on right now in the meantime is I'm going to remove the hood and start trying to cut out those hood vents. So y'all just saw I stenciled out the spots where these hood vents will go, but Rob brought up a good point that with these, water can easily get in. So that was something I honestly hadn't really even thought about. And so now I'm kind of having second thoughts about cutting the hood and installing these. I'm not sure if I am going to end up doing that. I'll probably save it. You know, really intrigued to hear what you all think. If you guys think we should do it, then I will 100% still do it. But that was a really good point.
Only because I have experience with doing that.
Yeah.
I did it on a Civic, and then my old Saab had one.
So maybe we will leave the hood as is for now. But once again, let us know down below what you think. Okay, so I guess since we're not doing anything with the hood, we will do something else real quick. So these are some mirror caps that we're gonna be throwing on this thing. You can see these are just the basic original plastic ones. I have, with all of our previous pursuits, picked up a set of these, and I love how these things look. And I think that they're gonna look so good with this front bumper, because you can kind of get an idea. This front bumper adds a lot of aggression to the car, and this is just a small little thing that will kind of just help add to that. So we've got the M3 style gloss black mirror caps. So these are gonna be super cool. You know, I love the gloss black trim. And if we just, there is a quick little look at them. Looks way better than the normal plastic, and I just love the style. So I will clean off these mirrors, install some 3M tape, and we will get both of these installed real quick. I'm really excited for these mirror caps, because if you come look at this one, we've got a dent right here and another little one right there. So this mirror cap just does not look too good. So it'll be sweet to get that M3 style one on this one. Okay, and here is a look at this side. So, covered up that dent super nicely. Looks great.
here we are, another day. So today, hoping I get a lot done coming together, that bumper. So we'll sand this down, do several more coats of Bondo, make sure we get a perfect finish.
So we'll show you all the progress that Jared has been making up here at this bumper. It is turning out insane. It's crazy. You're doing I honestly don't even really have many words. What do you still have left to do with this thing?
So we're just gonna obviously smooth all this out and make sure that that's a perfect blend. So we got rid of that ledge really nicely. So that was Brandon's idea, is to remove that. So sand it up, and then we have some gluing on the back, and then we're gonna do this edge right underneath here so that that also looks seamless.
So I think Jared found his new talent. He's going to be our bodywork guy from now on.
Cool.
So.
Well, hopefully people who try it, we've tried to give enough detail. So honestly, you could do it. The tools that we use, we have a sander, we have like a, I don't know, $30 plastic welder that I would like to get a nicer one than
Upgrade,
that.
yeah.
That's where most of my time went, is trying to get those staples put in. But I'm really glad we spent the time to do it. What did we use? Probably 40 staples across the front, but
it's going to be sturdy.
It pulled them together, which is why this is a nice clean crisp edge, because we were able to use those staples to really bind those two things together.
Yeah. My only concern with this bumper is this piece right here. So we should maybe try to fit that up, because, you know, like I was saying, the Scat Pack one is flat. And so if we created a little bit of a bend on this, I'm not sure if this insert piece will fit up.
I don't think we created much of a bend.
Okay, let me just grab it real quick. We have such a big shop now, and still somehow we have no room. So these are all the pieces for the bumper. A few of these we will not be using, so I think it's this one right here. I think. Okay, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the old
still be
bumper didn't change the contour whatsoever. Like, honestly, they fit like a glove.
Yeah.
There was no forcing anything anywhere.
Well, that was my only concern, was if this was a lot more straight and then we kind of bent it out with that,
I see.
that this wouldn't have sit flush, but clearly it's good. And that was my only concern with this. So we'll have Jared finish working the rest of his magic on this thing. Flawless execution, I'd say. It's crazy. It is so cool. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is actually take off the rear diffuser, and while the diffuser is off, it'll be a nice time to do those cutouts. take a look. So we got the rear resonators cut out around the exhaust, and then I just have both sets of quad exhaust tips clearly temporarily fitted up on these stools, so we can kind of get an idea as to what each one looks like. And I'm honestly so torn. Really am intrigued to hear what you all think, because you know, I want to get your guys' feedback and obviously go with which one you all think looks the best. So here we've got the bigger exhaust tips. You can see these things are massive. So they really do fill the entire cutout of this diffuser. So this one would look something like that, and we'd have to have that amount of poke. With the diffuser kind of sticking further out, we can get away with more poke. So here's the bigger exhaust tips. And then we've got this set over here, which you can see we have a little bit more room around that cutout. And with these, we could get away with insetting them a little bit. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure which one I like more. I think I do like the bigger set, but I honestly think that both look really good. And don't mind the right one. I know that it's not quite level. It's kind of tilted down a little bit. That is just because of the stool that it's sitting on. So clearly when the exhaust is done, they'll be nice and straight. But this is cool to kind of get a rough estimate as to what each one will look like. So which set do you like more?
I think I like the small ones. I think if you kept the 26-inch wheels, the big ones would work. But for me, with the smaller wheels, I think the smaller ones are mine.
Okay. I think I like the bigger ones. So let's hear what all of you think. And you know, we have a little bit of time before we get the full exhaust done. So this isn't something we've decided on right away. So I will kind of wait to hear back from all of you, hear what you think, but we'll see if we can maybe get these to sit in a little bit further. But yeah, just with how big those are, we don't really have a whole lot of room. They kind of have to stick out a little bit, or we'll just have to trim that section of the diffuser. This thing's gonna look crazy. We have most of the sanding done with the car. Jared is finishing up the sanding on this bumper right now. So drop some comments down below right now on this video as to which ones you like more, but also make sure you're staying tuned for all of our community posts, because that's where we can run some real polls and, you know, see what percentage of you vote for the bigger ones and what percentage of you vote for the smaller ones. But I think that we will leave this up to all of you. So let us know what you think.
Okay, it is time to wash. So I think we're about done with the Bondo. So you can see the car completely sanded over on this side. And over here, hopefully we've got our finished product. So take a look how it turned out. I think pretty happy with these edges. The way those staples countersunk right underneath the edge so that you get I think a really nice professional looking smooth finish on the side. So looks like we are ready to go. We have that all sanded down, so we're gonna wash these things and start the wrap. So it's gonna start looking different really quick.
Okay, so here it is. I honestly could not be happier with how it turned out. So Jared and I were just talking about what we think of it. Turned out so good. And seeing it with the headlights, with the front bumper kind of reassembled, just really makes it come together. It is the coolest looking bumper, you know, merging the newer Scat Pack one, but still keeping the 6th gen headlights with the grille, I think turned out so cool. And it just works. Like, the proportions are great. It doesn't look like the Scat Pack part is super long. The proportions of it are amazing. It honestly looks like this bumper could have been factory for this car.
Yeah, it should have been.
It really should have been.
This is how it should have been all along.
It is crazy.
It looks by design. It's one of my favorite bumpers I've actually ever seen.
I know.
I'm not saying that because I'm biased, because I'm definitely biased about this one.
This car went from being the ugliest one in our garage to already being my favorite looking car in our garage. And once again, wrap is coming up next. So the next video is really when the exterior will all come together. But even just seeing it like this, it doesn't even matter that the paint's all faded. It doesn't matter that we've got these crazy 26-inch wheels. The front of this car looks so good that it can kind of honestly pull off anything. And it's so funny how this bumper made the 26s actually fit. So you can see the white part right here. This is where the factory bumper ended. So we got quite a bit of length down. So when we lower this thing, it's gonna be perfect. I couldn't be happier. So huge shout out to Jared for making this happen. How would you rate the difficulty of this on a scale of 1 to 10?
You know, Bondo's the hardest part. So if you're good at Bondo, it's not too bad. It's a little bit tedious, and my hands got just annihilated because of those staples, having to try bend the staples backwards. That was the worst part. And as Brandon knows, I was kind of losing my temper. What was that, yesterday or the day before?
That was like 2 days ago.
I was getting a little hot because
we're having to take some time outs.
It can be tedious. So other than the staples, it's not that hard. You know, you're just cutting plastic, molding it, doing the staple, the plastic weld with the staples through it, and then the Bondo. So I would say it's a 6.
6 out of 10. Wow, okay. So you do it again?
Oh yeah, it was one of my most enjoyable projects I've done yet.
I honestly can't believe how it turned out.
It was fun to do.
You killed it.
And looking at it now, it's just, this is one of those things, if you want to endeavor to jump into that, you will forever look at your car and be like, yeah, I did something you can't just go out and buy.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, is totally custom. And I think that's part of what makes it so cool. It looks amazing, but the fact that this one is so unique to this car, I think is what makes it so special. And it's cool. We got our other 6th gen Charger pulled out. This is our flip up one. So I've been using this as my daily driver. We'll probably have this thing sold here soon. I do have a potential buyer, so shout out to Logan. But it's really crazy to see. This is the original bumper that we started with. And this is what we ended with. Man, so it made such a big difference. And I thought this thing was cool. This thing is cool.
It is cool.
You know, seeing this,
that's outrageous.
Yeah. No, this white Charger is super, super clean. I love how it looks. That was a big transformation, but this one is just on an entirely different level. And seeing it now with the headlights and that Hemi badge, you know, the vision, like I said, just comes together bit by bit. It's gonna be crazy.
This will be the biggest transformation yet.
It will.
Absolutely.
From start to finish, I would say this is definitely going to be our biggest transformation yet.
And what's so funny to me is we've had a lot of comments. Some of you are saying, I can't wait to see how they top their first one. Then Brandon topped it with the blue Charger. And then several comments came in again. I don't know if you can top the blue Charger. And this thing, I didn't know myself if we could ever top that. And I think we will. I think this is going to be a masterpiece that, how do we top this now going forward? But once it's wrapped with those headlights and
we still have the spoilers, the exhaust, the interior, and the wheels too.
Yeah,
I'm excited. We still have a lot to do with this thing. Yep. Just have the taillights. They're not even attached right now. I just put them on so you can kind of see it. Once again, the quad exhaust, that's going to be crazy on here. Let us know down below if you like the smaller ones or the bigger ones, because you guys will be deciding that. It's gonna be totally one of one. And I love that this thing started out as a $1,200 purchase. So it just goes to show that you don't need to spend $20,000, $30,000 on a car, you know, to have fun with. We got this thing for $1,200. That is what we love to do here at the channel. So if you've not yet subscribed, make sure you subscribe because, you know, we love doing these cool builds. We love giving you all some inspiration on things to do with your car, because I know a lot of you out there do have a 6th gen charger, or maybe you're looking to buy one. So it's really cool to, you know, do some fun things like this and give you all some inspiration. Once again, shout out to Jared. Show him some love in the comments because I can't even believe how it turned out. It is the coolest looking car. Like, look at that. Look at that angle right here. Even with the 26s, this thing looks ridiculous. It is so cool. And one of you will take this thing home. So that's what's fun. It's sad for us because, you know, especially seeing it right now, I want to daily drive this thing for the rest of my life. But this thing will be heading home to one of you within a month. So we now have under a month left until the giveaway ends. So December 1st is the very last day where you can get entered and give yourself a shot at taking this thing home. You know, this is a car you cannot just go out and buy. And it's a car that you can win for literally a few dollars. One of you out there watching this video right now could be the new owner of this thing and you don't even know it yet. And all you have to do is go get entered. So make sure to go pick up a t-shirt, go pick up a sweatshirt. We just dropped some new hats. We got some beanies finally. We got some new hats. And then we even have stuff like duffel bags. It just added a lot of new products to the website. And anything you buy off the website will get you entered in to win this car. And as a bonus, you'll get entered in to win the Jeep. Every $5 you spend will earn you an entry into the Charger plus the Jeep. So if you don't win this one, you'll still have a shot at winning the Jeep. You could be ending 2025 with this car in your driveway. So it's crazy to believe. I am already sad to see this thing gone. It's not even finished yet, and I'm already sad. Super excited for whoever it is out there who is going to be the new owner of this thing.
You're not just getting some cool merch, we're making sure that what we're sending out really is good stuff, but you're helping to support us. So it's important that we have your support because we can't continue to spend money and do things like this without that support. So this is how the channel happens. You make it happen. We appreciate your support.
Yeah, I like to think of it as a win-win. Like Jared just said, we simply could not do these builds without your support. And the giveaways is really what allows us to put money back into this stuff to do cool and unique things like this. Give yourself a shot at winning these crazy cars. And with all of your purchases, it will allow us to keep doing cool stuff like this. So, you know, we can get going on more builds, do more unique stuff, and give you all some more inspiration as to how to build some cool cars, especially on a budget. But thank you all again so much for watching, especially since you made it this far. We hope you enjoyed today's video. I know we definitely did. And make sure you're staying tuned for our next Tuesday upload. We are about to start the wrap actually tonight. So we're gonna already get going. You know, we're trying to get this thing finished as fast as we can. But next video is gonna be pretty much the grand exterior reveal. So make sure you're staying tuned, turn on those post notifications, and make sure you're staying tuned for our Jeep uploads as well, because that thing might get fired up this Friday with its brand new El Chapo cam. So we got two crazy builds going on right now, and they're both about to really start coming together. So thank you all again, and we will catch you all soon.